Hello there, welcome back to the Rendezvous. Glad you're here. So, do you ever feel like you're at a dead end with your photography? You can't think of anything to go out and take pictures of, and you're just not excited about it anymore. Nothing excites you. That's kind of the way I've been recently. I was really struggling with it. I just couldn't get excited. So one day last week, I was out here in the studio and I was just wandering around aimlessly. And I started browsing, through all my old camera gear and stuff, and nothing really exciting me there or anything. And I was really getting desperate, actually. And then I spotted this old lens way back in the corner there. I'd forgotten all about it, kind of. And so I pulled it off the shelf and blew some of the dust off the elements and stuff like that. And looked at it, and then I saw it was an old zoom lens. And then I saw at the at the aperture ring on it, it's a manual focus lens, and then I saw this, and markings said macro on it. I thought, oh yeah, I remember this lens. It does shoot some macro, and that's something. I haven't done macro for quite a while, so I went over and sat down and started looking at it and said, you know what? Maybe I can do something with this. The lens, here it is right here. This is the Vivitar Series 170 to 210 zoom manual lens. This lens, what's it say here? It came out with 4 versions. This lens did. This one was produced in 1974 is when they introduced this particular version. And supposedly, depending on who you talk to, is probably the best version out of the 4 versions. So it's a 70 to 210 millimeter. It has a aperture of 3.5 constant. In other words, the aperture doesn't change as you zoom in and out with it. It's got a push-pull zoom ring here, and that's a good thing. And the macro on it is 1 to 2.2, which is the fastest, not the fastest, the best macro function of the 4 versions is in this lens here. I didn't know what I had, actually. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try this. So I grabbed one of my cameras. I really didn't have any particular choice at all. I just grabbed one, and happened to be the Nikon D300 that I have sitting back there. And I don't talk about it or use it very much. But, it was a pretty good camera for me, and I thought, I'm just going to use the old 300 with this, whatever I'm going to do here with macro. So, I got it out, put batteries in it, put a card in it, and took off the body cap, and then I grabbed this lens here, the 210, and I wiggled around a little bit and put it on the camera, like so, until it snapped. And well, pardon me, that was noisy when I bumped the microphone. So now if I just figured out how to use that macro feature on it, and I worked with it, it turns out it's got a little ring right here, actually looks like it's behind or in front of the aperture ring, or on the aperture ring, and a little button right here you push. And I found out this zoom has to be all the way back, and when it is there, then if you're lucky, right away you'll be able to push that button in, and there's another little knurled knob on the other side of it, and then you turn that. Sometimes you can, there it went. So you turn that lens to macro or turn it back. It's there back to normal. So I turned that to macro, and I put a tripod mount on it and set it up on a tripod and looked through it, and yeah, it seemed like it was okay. So then I thought, that's cool, yeah. Now, what do I take a picture of? Oh, gosh. What can I take a picture of here? So I went in the house and looked around and found this old cup I have. It's full of coins. Back in the 1970s, one of my main interests was metal detecting. I had a regular job, but metal detecting was the most important thing in my life back then. I spent a lot of time with my old metal detector. Probably caused some marital problems. I don't know. Anyway, and I found some pretty interesting coins, and I still have them. I haven't sold any of them. In fact, no, that's another story. I'm not going to get off on that. Anyway, so I came across this little guy right here, this coin right here. This is a 1906 Barber $50 with a San Francisco mint mark on it, and I thought, that's a pretty cool looking coin. So I thought, I'll just see what I can do with this. It's worth about $30, or I don't know, maybe 50, something like that. No, we're selling right now anyway. So I brought it out to the studio, and I dug around. I'm going to be putting some pictures up here showing you my initial setup that I used on this. But anyway, I finally, after a while, I finally got something set up where I could actually take a picture of this coin. And it was I just used stuff I had. There's nothing fancy about it, nothing at all fancy about it, about the way I did this. So I used this table that I'm sitting at here, and you'll see it all in these pictures I'm putting up. So I used this, and I have some Godox flash equipment, and they come in nice little cases, and they're black. And so I thought, So I took one of those, and let me grab that here. So this is the Godox case. It comes with the flash, and all the stuff you need is right inside. It's got a little zipper on it. Anyway, I set this down on the table. That'd be nice, and I'm using, all this time I'm going to use this black background you see behind me. I've got in mind to keep that for the background when I use macro. And so that's set there, and now I have this coin. I thought I'll just set that right, oh, no. How am I gonna do that? It won't stand up, all right? So I looked around and, oh wait, I got these neat little screwdrivers I bought, to work on. No, I call it working, but most of the time it's destroy old cameras with them. So I thought, I wonder if I can use that end there. So yeah, what I did, I don't know, you probably won't be able to see this. Anyway, I laid this screwdriver down, and then I took the coin and I leaned it up against it like that, just like that. Walked very gently after that, and that was my mounting. That was my way to display this coin in order to take a picture of it. So I set that whole gizmo down on the table, and then I got my tripod and lowered it down so I was at the same height this was on the table, and I got the right exposure. I noticed when I look at the pictures I took that day, I forgot to tell the D300 what lens I was using, so all the data for it is really out of whack. It says it's a 28 millimeter lens. It's not. It's the 70 to 210. When you shoot macro with this zoom ring is what you focus with, and so you're way back here when you're focusing. Just a minute amount of movement will bring things in and out of focus here. So anyway, I got everything all set up and balanced the coin, got it all balanced. And my lighting, there's nothing special. I didn't use any special lighting. I got this lighting that I have in my studio and windows. That's it. That's all the lighting I use. Nothing fancy. And you'll see it. You'll see it in the pictures that I've got coming up or going up here. Anyway, so that's all the lighting I used, and I took a couple test shots and got the exposure I wanted, and fired away. And I was surprised. I got it pretty much in focus, and that really surprised me, and it looked pretty good. And so I only took, I might have taken half a dozen shots of the coin. First couple were kind of blurry, and so I tweaked it a little. And finally, I got what I wanted. I put it on self-timer. I think it was a 30-second exposure because it was pretty dark in here. And I used maybe f/16 probably to get some depth of field for it there on this with this lens. And time was going by fast. I was starting to enjoy myself. And I finally said, I looked at on the back of the camera, seen what I had, and I thought, I think this is pretty close. So I went over to the computer and set it up and put the card in. I looked at it, and dang, I was surprised myself. That came out really nice looking. And so I thought, I'm going to make a video of that someday, but I never did. This all happened like a month ago, and I just couldn't make myself get out here and do a video or anything. So that's why haven't had much up recently. Anyway, that all happened, and then I thought, I'm going to print it out. I'm going to print this out. And so I put in, I started up my old Epson printer and got some good paper out and got everything set up, and I printed a 13 by 19 piece of paper with a 12 by 18 image on it. And you know what? It came out nice. I'm going to show you that picture here right now. Here it is. That is a pretty nice picture, isn't it? There you go. I can't get it quite centered up there, but that is a nice picture. And I didn't crop this at all. This is a full frame right here on the from the D300. So I think, what is a D300? 12 megapixel maybe? Anyway, this is the picture. I like it. I printed it, and I'm happy with it. It's on Epson cold pressed natural paper. So that got me going again. Perhaps, I don't know. I still have trouble sleeping at night because I'm trying to think of what to do. But so yeah, look at this. Look at this. Here's the coin. Here's the picture, right there. Look at that. Now that is an enlargement, isn't it? That is a real enlargement, actually. I took a picture of the other side, also on the heads. This is the tail side, of course, and I took a picture of the head size too, and side, and I've got all the pictures you've been seeing here. Those are on my SmugMug website, and you'll be able to look at the heads and tails of this picture and blow it up a little bit and see how it looks. But like I said, don't mind the data about the lens because it's all wacky. I didn't discover that until just today, actually, when I looked. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing, and that's why I haven't been around much. I need some encouragement, I guess. I mean, I'm at 1,000 or near. I was at 1,000 yesterday, and then somebody left, so it's at 999. That's 999 subscribers, which is you know, that's a milestone for me. It only took me 12 and a half years. Or no, it was 2 years, I guess, so, but still can't make any money with it. But no one's looking at my videos long enough. Anyway, that's my problem, not yours. Anyway, so that's my video. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope, I don't know, maybe you learned something here. What I needed to point out here is you don't need a lot of fancy lights and equipment and stands and all that stuff. I mean, if you looked at the pictures I flashed up here, there's nothing here. You see my kind of cluttered up studio and everything, and you see I didn't use anything special here, just what I could get my hands on. So that's my video for today, and I'm sticking to it. I'll put it up. It's going to go up. Today's Friday. It'll be up on Saturday, I guess. So you guys take care. Enjoy taking pictures, and don't get discouraged. I know some of you will, and everyone does. But dang, you just got to keep going, I think, anyway. That's what everyone always told me. Take care now, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for coming by, too. See you now. Bye.